What up, everyone? Welcome back to the Red Pilled and Chilled channel. And today I want to talk about the Aware element and how much I've been earning for about a month now. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and you guys are ready for the new year because it's going to be a very profitable year indeed. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a Santa Claus hat, if you wear a Santa Claus hat for one day a year, you're not getting the value out of that Santa Claus hat. So you should wear it maybe, I don't know, 5 days a year at least, minimum. Also, before we dive into what I've been earning for the last month with the Aware element, I want to explain what the Aware element is. The Aware element is something that allows you to measure the air quality whilst also being rewarded with Planetwatch token. And what separates it from the Atmo tube, which I've also done a video detailing the 30-day or 1 month data of earnings. If you want to see that video, go check that out. There's a link in this corner over here, and you can click on that, watch how much I've been earning with that, and we're going to compare it to the Aware element. The difference between the Aware element and the Atmo tube is that the Aware element runs on Wi-Fi, so it has its own Wi-Fi capabilities. So although you still need to connect it to a phone, which I'm assuming everybody in almost 2022 has a cell phone or in particular a smartphone that they can connect this to. It's just for monitoring purposes, and you need an algo wallet. It has to be connected to the Planetwatch Explorer account, which you will eventually create. And the Planetwatch Explorer account has to be the same one where you bought on the merchant site where you bought the license. If you don't know how to buy a license, I could do a video on that later. But anyways, another difference that separates the Atmo tube and the Aware element is that the Atmo tube, unlike the Aware element, you need to connect it to a phone, and the phone has to be right next to it, and only then that phone will have the GPS, and so it will be able to localize itself. And so basically, not only do you need uh, the Atmo 2 Pro, but you need to connect it to a phone. And that's why, in my opinion, the Wear element was better. But originally, it was only the Atmo 2 Pro that was around. It was a matter of availability, and what came first, we all decided to get. So, but I have both, and they're both working, pretty successfully, as we'll get into the details of, or if you want to check out the other video and compare it to the Wear element after. So with that out of the way, we need to talk about something called saturation point and also the recycling bin, because although it was only in November 10th that the Aware elements, around November 10th, anyways, that Aware elements started being rewarded for streams. We soon after hit a saturation point of devices connected to the Planetwatch, in particular Type 4 devices that reach a saturation All right. point. So as we can see on my screen now, yeah. So we look at their white paper, in particular their token model. But by the way, the link for which is in my description below. So if you want to check out the full document and learn more about Planetwatch and their devices, the token model, you can do so by clicking on the link below. But anyways, so the amount of Type 4 devices before saturation point reach is that around 10,147, as we can see here. And basically what that means is that every day only a certain amount of rewards or earnings are allotted to all the devices, and once we exceed that, then the amount of the rewards has to be decreased, so everybody gets a little piece of the pie. And so in essence, the more devices that come online and become part of the Planetwatch community, whatever you want to call it, the program, the more devices that are deployed, the less earnings that we all receive. And in fact, if we check out the Planetwatch Explorer, also the link for which is also available below, we've hit actually 29K devices in such a very small time, because I guess a lot of people just realized that the Aware element is a good product, and so a lot of people started buying it, and it's also one of the cheapest devices that you can buy, so I guess that's why everybody went for it. Naturally, it'll be the more popular thing, even though there was a recent price hike. So, yeah, 29,000. And what that results in is that uh, basically now some of the rewards that you're receiving is part of the recycling bin. And if we look at the recycling bin for Type 4 devices, but let me explain what that is first. So I'm just going to read off the website here. A new ASA Planetwatch Recycle token has been created, which has the same maximum supply as the main token every day. Before distribution, the rewards are counted for each sensor category. Two cases can occur for each sensor. So the first case is that the total reward is lower than the daily budget based on the white paper. Then the distribution takes place normally, and leftover tokens are transferred to the relevant recycling bins. So the second case is that for some tier type, the total reward is higher than the daily budget based on the white paper. A check is then carried out on the amount of the tokens in the relevant recycling bin. If the amount is sufficient to complete the distribution, the full distribution takes place. Otherwise, a new distribution budget is computed, which will reduce the number of rewards to each sensor in order to saturate the available budget. In both cases, tokens are moved from the recycle to the recycling bin burning address, which is used to enforce the create circulating supply bookkeeping. All right, so that sounds like it's really complicated, but in essence, if we exceed the saturation point, then you're going to be receiving recycling rewards because the total reward that is owed is now higher than what was originally allotted. So Planetwatch has to somehow account for it, and that's why the recycling bin kicks in. So recycling bin for tier 4. Actually, I realized I already opened that tab, and I didn't realize that. So, okay. So there's actually on the Algorand Explorer, there's an address that is the recycling bin address for Planetwatch Tier 4, and that's the recycling bin that we're interested in because the Aware element is a Tier 4 device. Yeah. So as we can see, every day we can see how much was sent to account for the extra devices. So what we can conclude is that this device will, this amount will keep going up until it reaches its full capacity. So right now, so today, 358,339 Planetwatch were sent to I guess, what is this? This is the I guess this is the address that sends it out, or okay, so yeah, so the recycling bin address sends it to the main address, which sends it to all the other, like all these sensors, so to speak. At least that's my understanding of this. But so I hope that sort of answers some of the concerns you may have about saturation point, and maybe you have a better understanding of what it means and what the future of Planetwatch can hold. But now we can start talking about the Aware element with that out of the way, because that address that thing had to be addressed first, and now we can talk about my data. So as you can see here, I'm opening a Excel document. So over here on the left, I've basically tallied the first 30 days earnings, and I've actually gone over that point because I started transmitting on November 25th or 26th, and seeing at today is December 30th. There have been like 4 extra days where I received some earnings, and as I'll explain in a minute, like my total wallet address obviously is is a little bit bigger than the amount that I've gotten for the 30-day amount. So I've earned 554 Planetwatch tokens in 30 days, and that gives us a daily average of 18 tokens, 18, well, closer to 18 and a half. And so in dollars, that means I got about $194. And if you're wondering what my total expenses were, let me explain that. So obviously you have to buy a Type 4 license. You pay about, what, 70 euros? And that translates, and by the way, I've decided to do this entire video in dollars because I've realized, like, do you guys really care about pounds or euros? Comment down below if you care about those figures. You want to know like what the earnings are in pounds and euros. I just feel like the entire crypto and financial market around the world is like concerned about dollars. So maybe I should start doing all my videos in dollars, like when I talk about financial stuff. All right. So yeah, I paid $79.25 for a Type 4 3-year license. Obviously, you want to buy a 3-year license because there's a bit of a discount. If we go to the Planetwatch website, we can see how much each individual license costs, each like year type. So for Type 4 license, sorry, I'm in the, oh, no. Okay. So pick your license, buy now, Type 4 license. So it's 3 years with, 3 years is 70 euros. 1 year is 35 euro. So you can already see like the discount that you'd get. And 2 years, there's a slight discount, but not as good as the 3-year one. So for the second year, you have to pay about 50 euros. That saves you about 20 euros. And so after 3 years, you'd save 35 euros if you get the 3-year option. So you want to be a bit more optimistic and think the project at least survives for 3 years. So that's why I got the 70-year one, and I'm quite bullish on Planetwatch, as you may already know, because the ROI is just great, as you'll find out in this video. Yeah, so that brings my total expenses to $308. Sorry, closer to $309. I'm keeping the cents for everything because every cent counts, right? And I'll get to that in a minute, how there was a price hike. We'll look at that later, but let's just go with what I paid for and my cost. So with the earnings and the expenses in mind, that gives my estimated break-even time of 47, almost 48 days to break even. And that break-even amount in Planetwatch is $882, and about 63 cents. Sorry. That brings my Planetwatch break-even amount to 882 and 62 planets. And that means I have about, like, I'd say 10, 12 days left, if we want to be realistic. Because I do have a bit more, because as you see here, my adjusted Planetwatch earnings are 663 planets, and that's because I had a little bit left over for when I bought my license. You need to buy the license with planets, so you might miscalculate and leave a little bit extra. It's always good to leave a little bit extra in your wallet because maybe you might want to buy another license and you just want to, you you don't want to worry about it later when you cash out and you want to buy another license. So that's it's good to have a little bit extra in your wallet. Um, yeah, so if you want to look at how much is remaining for after the 30-day mark, that's over here. And but my remaining amount is 218 Planetwatch, and after I received 218 more Planetwatch or Planet tokens, however you want to call it, I officially break even. So in very little time. What's interesting about the break even time for the Wear element? So I did a video on the AtmoTube about a month ago, um, and the break even time is actually almost the same, almost exactly the same. And the reason for that is because even though this was before saturation point, and I'm still, as far as I know, on my Atmo2 receiving 23 Plant Watch tokens because it's more like a first come first serve basis, I guess. That's why it's it's receiving the full amount while others aren't. Um, but nonetheless, the problem with the Atmo 2 Pro is that it heavily depends on what phone you connect to, and also like if you have issues syncing it, which everybody has some issue with syncing it. Like nobody's had like a flawless perfect experience. Maybe like 1% of the people have. So that's why Aware Element in theory is a lot better, like because the syncing issues are just about flawless. It's just the product came a lot later than Atmo 2 Pro, and that's why everybody was like a lot of people had issues with Atmo 2 Pro because it's impractical just buying a phone for the sake of like or carrying the Atmo 2 Pro around you. Like some people might be interested in that, but it's just like people just want to earn Planet Watch tokens. I at least that's how I feel about the project. Even though the project wants you to care more about measuring the quality of air. Most people are here for the reward, so let's be honest here, which isn't bad. Like I mean, if you can knock out two birds with one stone, why not? Why not embrace that fact? All right, so that covers pretty much everything. And so let me just talk about what your yearly prospects could be if you get an Aware element like right now and you receive the same earnings as me. And it won't be that different if you get one like relatively soon. And I still recommend I this is not financial advice, but I highly I think of this product very fondly. Like I think it's a great product, and even if you're here for the reward, you also get the benefit of like knowing how good your air quality is in your house. So it's just it's very educational. It's like you, you know you notice a lot more things. So the yearly earnings that I would get with my current average being at what it is 6,744 planets with some change, and in dollars that brings it out to $2,360. So that's a profit of just over $2,000 like the first year. Like that's freaking amazing. I don't want to swear, but like that's amazing. Like um, for an ROI of 47 and a half days at this moment, like this is probably one of the best projects that you could be a part of. Like, and this applies to more or less all the sensors. Like they have a really good ROI, like return on investment time. You'll break even in no time and you'll get something back. So yeah, and I'm quite bullish on the project. I'll say one more time, this is not financial advice, but I do feel like if I want to make a prediction on what the price of planets will be, I think they will come out. They will surpass the $1 mark at some point. And so in 3 years, if the if one Planetwatch token equals $1, you will earn $20,234 after 3 years with just the Aware element. Assuming you might have some interest in getting the other devices. So there you have it. That's a boatload of money. What are you gonna do with the $20,000 if you earn that? I don't know. I don't have any plans right now, but let's think about what we're gonna spend it on. All right, so that pretty much brings this video to a close. But I just want to talk about how there's been a price hike. So if we go to the where's the tab? Okay. So as you see, there's a big difference in what I paid for my Aware element and what you'd pay for your Aware element, assuming you'd buy it after seeing this video. You're gonna buy it for about $299, give or take. It might even, like, if you watch this a year from now, it might even be a lot more expensive than that because of the increased demand. And the thing is it actually sold out? Let me check. So the Aware element, so it's currently out of stock in the US and Canada. And for UK and EU customers, let's go there. Where do we buy? Okay, so the UK, getaware.com, Aware element. So you'd pay £300 and it's out of stock. So basically it's out of stock. The Aware element is actually out of stock in the US, Canada, and all of Europe. So that indicates how big the demand for the device is, and if anything, it will probably sell out. Like if there's another opening, it will sell out within minutes. Like I almost guarantee you that. So if you're interested in the product, I'd say jump on it because let's say the ROI goes up to 3 months. Is that bad? Like, compared to mining rigs, I have a mining rig that takes about a year to break even. So, I'd say jump the fuck on it. Just get on it, And I just want to point out that, so if you get it, so if you're a US customer, I didn't calculate for the UK price because it's weird how it's in £299 instead of $299. I thought it should always be like it should always round up to the same amount, but that amount doesn't add up. £299 does not equal $299. So just keep that in mind. You're going to be spending a bit more if you're a European customer, but not a crazy amount more. But so I've calculated for US and Canada. Well, Canada, who cares about Canada? The expenses after the price hike would bring you to $378, and that brings the amount of Planetwatch you need to get to about 1,080. And your new break-even time would be about 58 days. So right now, it's the new ROI break-even point would be about 2 months. So it'll take you 2 months to get your money back. Hey man, that's still amazing. Like even if it goes to 4 months, why wouldn't you jump on this opportunity? So that brings this video to a close. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shout at me below. And if not, I'll also leave a link, I guess some sort of referral link to the unofficial Planetwatch Discord. So if I'm unable to answer any of your questions about Planetwatch, I'm sure somebody more knowledgeable than me can explain it to you in that Discord. So peace.